Hello everyone and happy Sunday. I hope everyone is doing well. Okay, we are going to do a love reading, of course, but I also wanted to look at some shadow aspects, specifically what's being released right now, because the energy is so powerful with the double new moons in Virgo and the eclipse coming up. So let's start off with the tarot. We're going to do tarot for both the divine masculine and the divine feminine, and then we're going to look at the shadow the shadow cards. I don't like the way that flipped out. All right, take two. This one, type it in the comments if you'd like to. One thing you are grateful for, because I am just very, very grateful for pumpkin spice season. I went and got a pumpkin spice latte this morning and it just puts a smile on my face. Okay, we have the Six of Swords, Strength, Ten of Cups, and Death. Coming out strong for the masculine. Wow. Okay, so we have a huge transition here. Leo and Aquarius energy. A huge transition. An awakening perhaps to, I'm feeling strongly, someone who was very, I'm hearing standing on business when it comes to like not really believing in the spiritual realm here. They were very confused by this connection. And here's a dragonfly, which can symbolize spiritual awakening, right? So they definitely have had a huge awakening, I think, to love in general, and just how deep that really runs, right? How deep love and connection really can be. I think it was very surface level for this person. We have the Ace of Swords, the Devil, Death to the old ways, I just heard. Death to the old ways. A new beginning here when it comes to the way they perceive logic is how it's coming through. We have the Fool, okay? And it actually came out in the reverse, which can be holding back, indecision, hesitation here, okay? They want to do something here. They want a new beginning here. They see this as their Ten of Cups, but they are scared. I'm feeling very scared here. If that comes back out, it comes back out. I feel fear. I feel fear here for this masculine. Intense fear. Seven of Cups just wanted to come out, but I didn't like the way it flipped out. But then they just said I should have took it because perhaps the feminine has got back out there in a way. Okay, and you this will make sense if it makes sense for you. Let's say you hermited for a long time to do a lot of deep inner healing, right? You stayed away from people, you took a step back from probably an intense career, all these things, and you really worked on inner healing, looking at your childhood trauma, reflecting on the ways you don't like the way you would do things in your life, all these things, your shadows, right? You were really working through those things, and you have finally felt ready to kind of inch back out into the world, if you will. And that's been even more intimidating to them a little bit because they feel like whereas they felt like you had all these options before, you could have anyone you wanted before. It's just being re-illuminated here, and it feels like they just want to go and put their guard up even stronger here with the King of Swords. It wants to put them back into their head over heart energy. We also have the King of Pentacles, okay? So working on financial security. They've got that down stat, I just heard, okay? They've got that down. It's used as a crutch. It just came up very clearly. It's used as a crutch here in this connection. All right, let's go to the Muse Tarot and see where the feminine is at. I wouldn't be surprised if we get the Queen of Pentacles here and the Fool upright for the feminine, because like I said, she has stepped back out into the world, putting herself way out of her comfort zone in ways. You guys, the first card, Queen of Pentacles. Did I not say? Queen of Pentacles. The Lovers. The Lovers. Eight of Emotions. So we have the Eight of Cups. She knows how she feels. We have the Queen of Wands as well. Very passionate. Not only, and this came up yesterday, not only is she working on like a solid, stable career, but she's working on her creative endeavors too. The realization that she can do both and doesn't have to have one or the other. She doesn't have to be all spiritual and all in her 3D realm, right? It can be both, to marry these two, to have a happy balance, right? Have a happy balance here. We have the Two of Materials and the Two of Voices. Really interesting. This is speaking to that, okay? This was anchored on a decision. This was anchored on a decision here. There was a lot of indecision within the head and the heart here with the career, with the Two of Materials. Indecision with that. Okay, not sure which way to go. I'm hearing that song, should I stay or should I go now? Okay. Also with the Two of Voices. Okay, so just like a lot of like, I'm not sure what I should do. I'm not sure what I should do. And that was really hindering the feminine for a while. And it's like a decision was just made, right? You've gotten comfortable with making decisions and trusting yourself. We have the 10 of Emotions and 4 of Inspiration. Okay, so we have stability here. You've recognized the importance of stability. We have the 10 of Cups. So mirrored energy here. It's like there's this energy of I know what I want. I know what I want in life and I'm going after it. And we have the 3 of Cups. Some type of collaborative energy here. A recognition that we need people, we need connection. And again, with this, there's a lot of this all or nothing energy coming up. Wow, the Fool at the bottom of the deck, you guys. I said Queen of Pentacles and the Fool is gonna come up. This is a new journey after this Hermit phase. Hermit at the bottom of the deck for the feminine here, okay? It came up clear as day. I don't even need the card sometimes. The message just comes through, okay? She's on a whole new journey. She knows where she's going. She's trusting herself and her own confidence. with the Queen of Wands, okay? She's not looking for external validation anymore. She's not. Doesn't matter what other people think. At the end of the day, she has to be happy with herself. And that is very beautiful energy here. Bottom of the deck, external validation. This is the shadow aspects cards, the sacred woundings. So we're just going to look at what's being cleared here with this connection. Okay. We have external validation and vulnerability blockages at the bottom of the deck. My throat chakra is wanting to like seize up. So someone here, one of the last bits of this cycle is anchored in someone speaking up about something. Okay, an overemphasis on external validation will show up as constantly seeking approval or recognition from others, often at the expense of self-worth. It may manifest as feelings of insecurity, anxiety, or emptiness when external praise or acceptance is lacking. This was definitely part of the hermit phase for the feminine. We were getting yesterday that, you know, thinking that you need to look a certain way to be loved by others. Okay, so this is tying into that for sure. And it's this hermit phase, this long-term hermit phase came with a lot of no external validation, and it helped rebuild your self-worth, right? Vulnerability blockages. Okay. This feels heavy on the side of the masculine, but it's definitely something the feminine has dealt with as well. Inner peace obstruction will show up as constant sense of unrest, anxiety, or inner turmoil, preventing you from feeling calm or centered. It may manifest as difficulty in finding quiet moments, emotional reactivity, or an overwhelming need to control external circumstances to feel at peace. This can be in your childhood if like there was a lot of fighting, if there was abuse, like it felt like World War III or II or one, whatever. It felt like a war in your house all the time. That can be this wound here. Needing to heal a conditional love wound will show up as a belief that love must be earned through achievements or meeting expectations. Exactly. This really ties to the physical thinking you need to look a physical way to be loved. I don't know why this is coming up so heavy for the counterparts right now. Okay? You are loved just the way you are. Focus on just wanting to be healthy because you want to live a long, happy, healthy life. Okay? When you're healthy, when you're eating healthy and you're putting healthy things into your mind, things that uplift you, all of those things, getting out in the sun, drinking a lot of water, the inner health is going to exude to the outside, right? Needing to heal the inner child will show up as unresolved emotional pain, unmet needs, or a sense of unlovability from childhood experiences. It may manifest as self-sabotage, difficulty trusting others, fear of abandonment, or a deep longing for validation and care that was never fully received. These two both had parents that were so unhealed. They were so unhealed, they were incapable of really loving a child the way a child should be loved. Needing to heal a mother wound will show up as deep longing for nurturing, approval, or unconditional love that may have been absent or inconsistent. It may manifest as people-pleasing, self-doubt, fear of rejection, or difficulty trusting or caring for yourself. And that's been something huge. I know the feminine energy has been working on trusting themselves, trusting yourself here. trusting you know what's best for you, trusting you're going to do the right thing, trusting you're not going to let yourself down. A fear of change will show up as resistance or anxiety towards new experiences. This is definitely something that is cleared, has been healed, right? Especially with this Hermit and Fool energy. Moving to the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Materials here, okay? You've healed that. You are currently out of your comfort zone, doing something new, getting comfortable with being uncomfortable every single day, but you know you're growing, and that is exhilarating. Awakening challenges. And I'm getting these a lot as mirrored energy too. The masculine may need to make a career change here. They may be feeling that, right? They may have been lying to themselves that it's something they love. It's, at the end of the day, it may be very unfulfilling. It's not teaching them anything anymore. They're not growing in it, right? They're staying a bit stagnant. I'm feeling that very strongly. Addressing spiritual awakening challenges will show up as confusion, emotional upheaval, and a sense of being disconnected from your old life. It often stems from confronting deeper truths, shedding old beliefs, and navigating the discomfort of growth, leaving you to question who you are and what you truly desire. And this is what I like to call the period of the great unknown, right? It's that I just got the chills. It's that period you're in where you're not your old self and you don't quite know where you're going, you know, where you want to go. You don't quite know how, when, where, like a lot is unknown, but you just have this feeling that something bigger is made for you, right? And you're in this energy of, you just have to like completely surrender and trust that everything's gonna work out. And it's a very scary place to be in, right? Your inner critic. Excuse me. Still clearing this cold. Will show up as a constant stream of self-judgment, doubt, and harsh inner dialogue. This is big. I feel like this is like a mirrored energy strongly, right? This constantly putting yourself down, and it really could be from being put down as a child constantly. You just don't feel good enough, right? You don't feel good enough. And often undermining your confidence and sense of self-worth. It may manifest as perfectionism, negative self-talk, or unrelenting voice that tells you you're not good enough. Exactly. Preventing you from embracing your true potential and sabotaging your efforts to grow and succeed. This is something I am definitely still working on heavy. Okay, it doesn't matter what I have achieved in life. I will still, to some extent, I would say maybe about 30% now, it's been heavy work for me. I will still feel not good enough. That's a really hard one to work through. So I am sending lots of love to anybody working through that right now. All right, let's get a little advice from Spirit. Let's lift up this heavy energy a little bit. Get a little advice with the Spiritual Awakening Oracle here. This one is by, I'm trying to call these out lately, Leilania Simone. That's a beautiful name. Leilania Simone. Okay, I love this deck too. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, wonder, awe, transcendence, reverence. Okay, someone maybe needs a camping trip. Been feeling that. We have sun energy here. Number 19, Leo energy. Forgive and release. Again with the two hands. This has huge significance lately, okay? The Michelangelo painting, a card that came out yesterday in one of my new decks. Two hands kind of like touching. This has huge, huge significance lately. It's time to release and heal, okay? If you're holding on to any, it's an R word and it's not coming to me for some reason. Any, it's coming through regret. But resentment, thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Resentment and regret, anything like that, to just let it go. Medicine journey, awaken, heal, realization. Healing through food, healing through cutting chemicals out of your life as much as possible. Grounding, sun, we have nourish here, okay? Nourish, maybe lots of fruit. We have the sun here again, facing fear, courage, inner strength. Patience, inner peace, and self-control. Self-control is so important right now. The discipline that keeps coming up, especially Saturn is or coming into a retrograde, and Saturn is all about our discipline, okay? So what does that mean? It's going to ruffle feathers in the areas that we have newly become just disciplined in. So to really anchor that and have the strength, be really, really strong in that self-control, right? As to not take a step back. Clearing, purify, refresh, fortify. Third eye awakening here, I just heard. Someone's having a third eye awakening. We have dreaming, curious messages, endless possibilities. Crows could be significant. The hummingbird, pure joy, exhilaration, laughter, exuberance, surrender, trust your higher self. Trust your higher self here, okay? And we were talking about that in the unknown, right? We are trusting and surrendering here. If you're just coming to that spot on the journey, downloads, yep, third eye here, attunement, calibration, upgrade. Okay, that's why the discipline is so important. Protection, shield, preserve, conserve. You could be seeing 444 a lot. Archangel Michael, asking Archangel Michael for protection if you don't feel protected in any way. We have ancestors' guidance, protection, and lessons. So we have protection twice here, okay? You are protected, believe that. Let's get maybe one more. Birds, lots of birds here. Birds are messengers, so there could be a message coming in here. Especially with the Ace of Swords, I just heard matter of fact. Like, it could feel like a very matter of fact message where you're like, okay. They're saying though, if it comes out like that at first, it's like, it's because this person is having a little bit of a guard up here because they're not sure how this will be received, but that wall will crumble down a little bit when they feel a bit safe here to speak their truth. Seraphim, guardians, awakener, purify. Okay, again, we have a lot of clearing and purifying here. Okay, so this message may cause change, disruption, chaos. Scorpio energy here, tower-like energy. Okay, it could be a very welcome surprise, even though you know it may blow up your life to a bit. All right, now let's dig into the connection a little more. We're gonna see some Blinded by Love. What is the energy of this connection, Spirit? Give us the energy of this connection. I don't know why I just got that chills. I feel like something really good is gonna come up. What is the energy of this connection? Cherry blossoms could be significant. We have, I need you in my life. Okay, is this the message that's going to come through? Very matter of fact, very straight to the point, very direct. I need you. Whoa, for the longest time. I licked it so it's mine. I feel entitled to you. Awakening to this connection, awakening to what you are to them would bring that type of energy. It makes sense, right? You're so attractive. That's mutual energy. Feel that way about each other. I don't like the way those came out. Definitely feel that way about each other. That was a source of confusion for the masculine though, because I'm getting here that the feminine is really, whether she knows it or not, and this is not gender specific, flip it, reverse it, whatever. Whether she knows it or not, she's very beautiful, right? And that's a bit Beauty and the Butcher, Beauty and the Beast. They don't feel deserving of her because they feel like physically she's too beautiful for them. But that was part of the unawakened masculine, right? Not realizing that this is a soul connection. You guys could be in any body and you would still have this connection towards each other, right? He just may have been very good at manifesting exactly, not knowing exactly what he wanted physically in a person, whereas I'm getting this feminine didn't have a type at all, not even a little bit. If you looked at her roster, if you will, everybody looked completely different. It was solely on connection. She's always connected that way. This will be how you will. You are, you know, everyone you've ever dated looks completely different. I wish I would have treated you better. Is this real? The love I feel for you is too intense. Where do we go from here? It's like once this comes out, once this conversation is had, it's like, what do we do? You know? What do we do? Okay. Someone may have a family and someone may be dealing with some bad news right now that's really shaking up their life. Let's go a little deeper. I feel like there may be a bit of chaos on the side of the masculine right now. I love you. Nostalgic, reminiscing memories. Someone here could be a bit of a daredevil when it comes to rides, likes to ride roller coasters, dream downloads. Dreams have come up twice, so you could be very much lucid dreaming right now, trying to like decode and decipher what your dreams mean. Someone here asked for confirmation in a dream and then for once like can't remember their dreams. Like let's say yesterday you asked for confirmation in a dream for last night and then you woke up this morning, you're like, I literally can't remember what I dreamt about and I always remember my dreams. Something like that just happened recently. Fresh start. Okay, we have Fool as mirrored energy. Sex with you is so amazing. And if that hasn't happened yet, then it's a daydream. It's something they dream about. Letting you go was the hardest thing I ever had to do. This could also be a connection where you were intimate before. Yesterday it was coming up as someone that you had been with before. Are you happy without me? And it was also coming up as like two people who went two separate ways, you know, who both have separate lives now. Your abilities scare me. Alchemy. All right, what else do we want to get? I feel like I want to dig a little deeper. Let's get some messages. We will go with, let's go with the Hidden Truth Oracle here. Messages from your person. What do they want to say with this Ace of Swords energy? We both know I'm not the one for you. That doesn't feel right. That does not feel right at all. That may have been something that they were trying to tell themselves though. I feel you even though we are apart. I left you before you could leave me. One of you maybe ran from this connection once the feelings got too deep. And that stems from abandonment wounds, not wanting to be abandoned, not wanting to hurt. My life is not as together as it seems. And they're pointing me back to this Mask card over here. Like this masculine puts on a front that their life is really great, that they're happy, and it's not the case at all. It's not the case at all, I'm getting. This could be the feminine too. Flip the energies however it's, you know, if this is your energy, if this is the energy of your connection, but it's vice versa, just flip it. It was my fault, but I blamed you. This feels like two people who are heavy resonating or heavy reminiscing on what they did wrong in this connection. I wish I had treated you better. I'm getting that song by Bruno Mars. And I should have bought you flowers, should have held your hand. I bury myself in work to forget you. Exactly, that came up. That came up, the distraction over here. Bury themselves in work. They have heavy distracted themselves from these feelings because I think when it initially happened, it was so painful that they literally had to pull up their King of Swords energy here. They didn't want to ever feel that again, like their heart had hardened a bit. So many things remind me of you. They may have told you one time, like, I saw your doppelganger or something like that. I don't know where that's coming through. Maybe one of the last times you guys talked. I left you when I saw you with someone. I left when I saw you with someone. They may have hung on for a bit, like if this was a breakup, they may have hung on for a bit, you know, tried to kind of stick around to see if this was gonna like just be a phase. And when they realized this wasn't the case or that you were completely moving on, they had to let you go. And they wish they didn't. I'm getting a strong energy of, I wish I would have fought. I wish I would have fought for you. You know, because there's always that saying that if you love them, let them go. If they come back, they're yours. But there's this energy here of this feminine. it's not like I'm getting, she's never really been broken up with, but also, hold on, let me get this straight. It's coming through very strange. Never really been broken up with, but also, if she's had a reason to leave, this has ruffled the ego of the masculines so badly that they have trouble fighting for her. And I think deep down, that is what she's needed all along, is for someone to actually fight for her. Just gonna leave that there. All right. What do we want to close out with today? A Rumi, a Ruin, the astrology dice, charms. Kind of feeling a Rumi. Kind of feeling a Rumi. Rumi has good wisdom. So let's see what Rumi wants to say today. Nope. What is with my clumsiness today? This deck is way too big for my hands. Can't even. All right. We'll take it. Oh, beautiful. The dissolving light, number 3. Interesting, because I've been seeing 333 a lot. You could be seeing 333 a lot. Yellow, solar plexus energy. The sun has been coming out a lot. Number 19. A yellow butterfly just flew by my window. Just heard you're like the sun to me. That message has been coming up a lot over the past months. All right. The dissolving light. I died as mineral and became a plant. I died as a plant and rose to an animal. I died as an animal and became a human. Why should I fear anything? When was I ever less by dying? And this is interesting. I can tell this is going to tie in really well. Dare to take my hand and become set alight with holy fire, my cherished one. Step forward with me, let us burn together, dissembled in the light that cannot be extinguished. This is the light that burns with such incandescent truth that no falsehood can withstand its audacious vibrancy. Come with me now to the light. Together we shall melt into the truth. There is a light so intense, so powerful, that nothing other than itself, its own truth, can exist in its presence. It is the sacred seed, the star of your being, lit up from within. It is the light that never goes out. It is the light that is so powerful, it is beyond duality of light and dark, cannot ever be extinguished or diminished, and quite simply, beyond all logic, just is. Certainly no lie or deception, no boundary or deference can remain intact in its presence. The blazing divinity of this light sears through any pretense, annihilates illusions, and takes us into stark experience of divine truth. It is gentleness, and yet it cannot be overcome. It is enduring power, and yet it is tender. Though you seek the divine and even know it as love, you also know that it is fierce, wild, inexplicable, and demanding beyond all measures. It wants you completely, utterly, without condition. There will be times in your life, such as now, where there is something not worthy of you that must be released. This is a falsehood, a lie, a deception of some sort that you have come to believe about yourself, your life, or perhaps even another. You may know what that deception is, or it may be about to be unveiled. It is not a cause for fear or concern, but for celebration. An illusion has or will be released, and you shall become free in a way that only truth can provide. This oracle comes to you as a sign of that which is to come, and soon the beloved divine presence is calling to you, igniting within your deepest being so that it may have its way with you. The divine wishes to live through you and into the world, reaching into the hearts of many and igniting those hearts into greater life. It is a cleaver, an insatiable lover. It will stop at nothing until the entire human race is restored to the wild, divine freedom of ecstatic, divine reunion. Completely and utterly ignited in love. This takes more of just two of us, y'all. It takes more of just two of us. Let that sink in. And so the greater lover, the divine, calls for you to enter into the white, hot field of its passionate presence. There will be sizzle and burn. It cannot be otherwise. In the height of summer, you cast aside the layers of clothing you require in the winter. This is natural. You do not think twice about it. As you approach the radiant sun of divinity, your emotional and psychological layers are to be shed too, for they are too heavy for the heat of the great spiritual sun. You guys, the sun. It's so, this message is so important. What cannot stand the heavenly heat is to be cast away swiftly by conscious choice, or shall simply burn up, dissolving in the light and melting away. What is left shall be what is true. So here is your guidance, sweet lover of the great beloved. Give it up. The smallness, the conditions, the fears and doubts, the lack of reverence for yourself and life, the belief that somehow things are not okay or aren't going to work out. That is all a paltry attempt at truth. You are coming into truth now that is far more worthy of you. A truth with a capital T, the big truth, love, trust, surrender. This is about a sacred shedding without fear or holding back. Cast aside whatever would hold you back, rather than free you to fly into the divine destiny. You are not to be the same from this moment on. That is the holy word, the word inscribed in living divine fire in your sacred heart. This oracle brings you guidance. Trust in your changing perspective and perceptions. Don't hold on to what you once believed or thought to be true. Allow yourself to be shown another version of events, another way of perceiving. Don't focus on what is not working in your current estimation of things, for that is nothing more than a passing opinion. You are being given an opportunity to see and know yourself, others, and a particular life circumstances very differently. Embrace it. Don't resist what is being shown to you, for even if there is some struggles in adjusting your view at first, ultimately this change in perception will free you and bring you more deeply into the wellspring of your own inner peace and happiness. If that doesn't tie everything together in a beautiful little bow, I don't know what does, because that was absolutely beautiful. All right, my loves, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it helped you. And most importantly, I hope it helped give you a little bit of guidance on what you're already knowing and feeling on your journey. I love you so, so much. And until next time, love and light.